Hey there, welcome back to our educational channel. Today we're diving into a topic that has shaped history, war. Don't worry, we'll keep things simple and easy to understand. So let's get started. War is when groups of people fight against each other. It's like a big fight, but on a much larger scale. Instead of using fists, people use weapons like swords, guns, and tanks. Reasons for wars happen for different reasons. Sometimes it's because groups disagree about something, like who should be in charge. Other times it's about getting more land, resources, or power. Nations go to war for a variety of reasons. It has been argued that a nation will go to war if the benefits of war are deemed to outweigh the disadvantages and if there is a sense that there is not another mutually agreeable solution. More specifically, some have argued that wars are fought primarily for economic, religious, and political reasons. Others have claimed that most wars today are fought for ideological reasons. In the United States, the legal power to declare war is vested in Congress. However, the president is the commander-in-chief of the military, so he or she holds power to conduct a war once it has been declared. In many instances, the president has used military force without declaring war. In Western tradition, there is a sense that the reasons for war must be just. This idea dates back to ancient times, but is most clearly traced to the writings of St. Augustine and St. Thomas Aquinas. They attempted to justify war and reconcile it with the Christian belief that taking a human life is wrong. Types of war. Here are different types of wars. Some are between countries, and these are called international wars. Others are within a single country, and these are called civil wars. Famous wars in history. Throughout history, there have been many famous wars. You might have heard of World War I and World War II, where countries from around the world fought against each other. Consequences of war. War can have serious consequences. It can lead to destruction of buildings, harm to people, and even loss of lives. After a war, it's important for countries to come together and rebuild. Death, injury, sexual violence, malnutrition, illness, and disability are some of the most threatening physical consequences of war, while post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, depression, and anxiety are some of the emotional effects. World War I, or the First World War, often abbreviated as WWI or WW1, known contemporaneously as the Great War, was a major global conflict lasting from 1914 to 1918. It was fought between two coalitions, the Allies and the Central Powers. Fighting took place throughout Europe, the Middle East, Africa, the Pacific, and parts of Asia. The first decade of the 20th century saw increasing diplomatic tension between the European great powers. This reached a breaking point on the 28th of June 1914, when a Bosnian Serb named Gavrilo Princip assassinated Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne. Austria-Hungary held Serbia responsible and declared war on the 28th of July. Russia came to Serbia's defense, and by the 4th of August, Germany, France, and Britain were drawn into the war, with the Ottoman Empire joining in November the same year. German strategy in 1914 was to first defeat France by moving and attacking through Belgium before turning to face Russia. However, this failed, and by the end of 1914, the Western Front consisted of a continuous line of trenches stretching from the English Channel to Switzerland. The Eastern Front was more fluid, but neither side could gain a decisive advantage despite a series of costly offensives. As the war expanded onto more fronts, Bulgaria, Romania, Greece, Italy, and others also joined in between 1915 and 1917. In early 1917, the United States entered the war on the side of the Allies, while in late 1917, the Bolsheviks seized power in the Russian October Revolution, making peace with the Central Powers in early 1918. Germany then launched an offensive in the West on March 1918, but despite initial success, it left the German army exhausted and demoralized, and a successful Allied counteroffensive later the same year caused a collapse of the German front line. By the end of 1918, Bulgaria, the Ottoman Empire, and Austria-Hungary agreed to armistices with the Allies, leaving Germany isolated. Facing revolution at home and with his army on the verge of mutiny, Kaiser Wilhelm II abdicated on the 9th of November. An armistice 3 days later brought the fighting to a close, and the Paris Peace Conference imposed various settlements on the defeated powers, the best known being the Treaty of Versailles. The dissolution of the Russian, German, Austro-Hungarian, and Ottoman empires resulted in the creation of new independent states, among them Poland, Finland, Czechoslovakia, and Yugoslavia. National pride and honor. National pride and honor can be strong motivators for war. If a nation feels disrespected or its identity is threatened, it might go to war to show its strength and defend its honor. Conclusion. So, there you have it. Some of the key reasons why wars happen. Remember, understanding these reasons can help us work towards solutions and prevent conflicts in the future. Thanks for joining us today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more educational content. See you in the next video.